At the northern edge of Charleston Harbor, where the Cooper River bends and the marshes give way to industry, lies a place that once roared with the sound of American resolve. This is the Charleston Naval Base. But this isn't just a story about ships. It's the story of a city within a city. It was born on the bones of Chicora Park, but in 1901, the Navy saw a different future here. It started humbly, repairing tugboats, painting hulls, but its ambitions were about to be cast in concrete. The first dry dock, when completed in 1907, was a major large-capacity dry dock on the East Coast. From here, the yard launched its first destroyer, the USS Tillman, in 1919. The second dry dock tells the story of a world at war. Completed in 1942, it was built to service the destroyers that would hunt U-boats. In the 1960s, it was strengthened to accommodate a new, silent kind of warrior, the nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. World War II transformed the yard into a roaring, round-the-clock giant. The population of this city swelled to nearly 26,000 people. It was the largest employer in South Carolina. They didn't just build ships, they sustained the fleet. Think of a battle-damaged cruiser limping into the harbor, its crew exhausted, its hull scarred. The yard's workers swarmed over it. In weeks, sometimes days, they made it whole again, sending it back out to sea, back into the fight. They serviced over 1,350 vessels, and they did this work in the shadow of a very real threat. The glow of a welder's arc was a dangerous beacon to the U-boats lurking offshore. They worked under blackout conditions, the fate of the Atlantic convoys resting on their shoulders. And when the whistle blew, they didn't go home to another city. Many lived here. The yard was a world unto itself. The heart of it all was Officers' Row. In Quarters A, the Admiral's House, you can almost hear the murmur of strategy sessions on the veranda, the clink of glasses as decisions were made that would send ships and men across the globe. Nearby, Quarters H and I, built in the style of Italian Renaissance revival, was the administrative headquarters. Down the street, in the Marine barracks, a different kind of bond was forged. For generations of young men, these walls were their first home in the service. Nearby, the popular suburb of Park Circle was one of the first modern planned communities in South Carolina and housed many shipyard workers and their families. And when the industrial work took its toll or war sent its wounded, the yard had its own world of healing. It grew from a makeshift hospital in 1917 to a permanent, sprawling complex, and finally, in 1973, into the stark, brutalist tower of the Naval Regional Medical Center, a building so innovative it won architectural awards. But time moves on. The roar of the yard, once deafening, began to fade. By the 70s and 80s, the world had changed. The Cold War thawed, and new technologies made such a massive yard seem obsolete. In 1996, the gates swung shut for the last time. It is not the end of the story, though. Today, Charleston Navy Yard is being reinvented. The old machine shops, once filled with the roar of forges building torpedo parts, now house tech companies, offices and apartments. The dry docks that serviced World War II destroyers are now commercial shipyards. The historic officers' quarters have been preserved and offer event spaces, their stories etched into the very wood and brick. This place is a living manuscript, a page of history that's been written on, erased, and rewritten.